Yo, what up, Jackalites and Sharkheads? You're tuned in to Jackal and Shark, episode 7. I'm Jackal. As always, I'm joined by my fishy friend, the Shark.
Yo, what up, party people? It's the Shark coming at you from Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Go Aaron Rodgers.
Whoa. No.
Hey, he put on a display this week.
He did, but still don't, no.
That's my hometown, so I'm going to root for the Packers.
I thought Jacksonville was your hometown.
And
then Buffalo.
Uh-oh, he's caught on.
And then, maybe Oakland someday.
That, I guarantee, will never happen. Unless I already said that. Chokeland?
Chokeland.
No Chokeland for the Shark.
What about when they moved to Las Vegas? How about then?
No. Because of their tainted past as the Chokeland Raiders. Ew.
I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, once they move, that's gonna be like one of those destination spots for players. They're gonna be like, I want to go play in Vegas because it's Vegas,
Can you imagine practicing in that constant heat, though?
Is it really that much worse than Oakland, though? Like, how hot does it get in Oakland?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I doubt it's... I honestly think it's markedly less than
I'm
Vegas.
sure they're gonna have some sort of indoor facility. AC and all that shit.
Good call.
Yeah.
Oh, because we did see the drawings for the new stadium.
Yeah, we did. Looks pretty tight.
The concept art looks pretty nice.
Yeah. I have to go there when they play the Broncos so we can, 1, watch the Broncos, and 2, go to that stadium.
And 3, rep the Broncos amongst the Chokeland Raiders. They won't be Chokeland by then.
Here's the thing, though. Also, how many fans from other teams are going to be there at every game? Because they're we'll take a vacation to Vegas.
We'll go
to Vegas. We'll see our team play. So maybe home field advantage won't be quite so big for them. Exactly.
Right. It'll be the 11th man plus 0. Why I mentioned Chippewa Falls is because we have hired on a new employee.
We have.
We got tired of answering the phones here at the studio ourselves, so we hired Chief Coaches.
Coaches.
And she is, what kind of Native American was she?
I don't remember. Something about
Cherokee.
I think it's Cherokee and maybe Blackfoot or something like that.
Jeez. Shoshone?
Shoshone.
She's a Chippewa. She's a Chippewa from Addams Family Values. Yeah, Chief Coaches.
Chief Coaches.
She selected that name herself.
She did.
Unless her tribe gave that name to her?
I don't know. Maybe the tribe gave her that name. But she wears her headdress to the studio every day.
It's very colorful. It's actually kind of intimidating with like the war cries, the drums.
And the chanting, the dancing.
But we've gotten a lot of rain since she started doing the rain dance.
It's true.
Practically flooded here. It's very isolated showers, though.
Just outside the studio.
It's because she's not very loud.
Yeah.
Drum louder, Coaches. Is that more African?
Hey,
drums?
yo, hey.
That sounded a lot like cultural appropriation there, Jackal.
Well, I'm part Native American too, so it's not.
I'm 1/16th Latina, as I've mentioned. I'm 1/16th Cherokee, and I'm 1/16th African, not African American, because I didn't get my African American citizenship yet. And the rest is a mixture of Italian and totally fucking Canadian.
How about some French? Are you French at all?
No, les français. I feel terrible. That's my French impression.
Terrible.
Luckily, I am an honorable man. What? I am an honorable man. I think you're trying to say honorable. Name that movie.
I can't.
That is, for all you sharkheads out there that knew, because obviously all of my fans know movie quotes. Okay, that is on the requirements in order to make it past the first stage of Shark Head Ship. It is from Dude, Where's My Car? That was Mark, the freak in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Frenchman's name was Pierre.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Go watch it tonight.
No, I'm not a big Ashton Kutcher fan.
But Christy Boner's in it.
I'm not a big Ashton Kutcher fan.
Ashton Kutcher touched her hoo-hoos.
I don't care. I'm still not a big Ashton Kutcher fan.
Are you a Sean William Scott fan?
I don't mind Sean William Scott.
I'd say from the nose up, you kind of remind me of him.
Oh, thank you.
A little bit.
He's a good-looking guy, so I'll take that.
And he's kind of built too.
He's got a little buffness to him, yeah.
Especially as the Stiffmeister.
I do enjoy him as the Stiffmeister.
Classic.
Yep.
Speaking of cultural appropriation, how about that Nike ad?
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with it.
Why not? It was so controversial.
But it wasn't. The only thing controversial about it was that it was Kaepernick on the commercial. Other than that, it had a great message.
It did. And why is Kaepernick so controversial right now?
Because he was kneeling during the national anthem while he was playing football.
Well,
and he started the whole thing, and now, a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah, he did start the trend. And to my understanding, the reason for the kneeling was as a peaceful protest against, what was it, like, I want to say cultural differences.
Yeah.
Did it have to do with the police?
Was that right about that time, that thing in, was it Ferguson?
It might have been the
was
Ferguson
going on. Yeah.
time.
I think it was in that vicinity.
Range.
Yeah. Well,
he started the trend, and apparently he started it during preseason.
I'm not so sure he started the trend. I've heard that there were players who've been doing this for years.
Oh.
And I think just because he's such a was such a high-profile player, people took notice.
Okay. See, I hadn't noticed, and I didn't even know what was going on until like mid-season, after it like gained momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is everyone up in arms about? Like, who cares? Until I saw the first Bronco do it, and that was Brandon Marshall.
Yep.
Which we will discuss later. Let's get through Kaepernick real quick.
Linebacker Brandon Marshall, not receiver Brandon Marshall.
And we'll make the distinction as we're speaking about it. Speaking of Kaepernick, I was watching an interview with a media personality, and he was so indifferent about Kaepernick because he thought he was a garbage football player. And he did have those 3 really good seasons out of 5 seasons.
He went to back-to-back NFC Championship games.
Yep.
And he was a play away from going to the Super Bowl.
Yep. And then they went to the Super Bowl.
Did they go to the Super Bowl? I don't think they ever went to the Super Bowl with Kaepernick.
I'm pretty sure they did. Double check that. But what I have written here is...
I'm pretty sure they just went to back-to-back NFC title games.
I've got them here as going to the Super Bowl in 2012. In which they lost to the who was that? The Falcons? Are they in the same division?
I'm pretty sure they're in the same conference, yeah.
Oh, conference, sorry. Well, yeah, so they went to the NFC Championship in 2011, and they lost to the Giants. Oh, wait, maybe that was the Super Bowl. No. The Giants went to win the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they never...
Double check that, because I have...
looking it up right now.
Yeah, I have him listed as he got 1 pass touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown in that Super Bowl. And then they went to the NFC Championship in 2013. They lost to the Seahawks. Followed by 2014, they went 8-8. 2015, 2-6. And then 2016, Kaepernick's last year, for good reason, they went 1-10. He played 1-10, apparently.
They did go to the Super Bowl that year, yeah. That's when they lost to the Ravens.
The Ravens. From my hometown of Baltimore.
Was he their quarterback that year?
Yes. He got 1 passing touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown.
Yeah, you're right.
I know, dude. I am the NFL expert in this room.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's why I wrote down all these stats. Kaepernick, in his career, got over 12,000 passing yards, which equates to about 2,400 yards per year. But let's take into account he had rushing yards, 2,300. He had 13 rushing touchdowns in his career with a 50, we'll round it up to 60% completion rate.
That's pretty good.
Now I compared it to my Lord and Savior,
John Elway.
Peyton Manning. I was going to do Elway, but I'm like, who's more relevant these days? So I picked Peyton. Peyton has almost 72,000 pass yards, which equates to 4,200 yards per year. And I want to say about 99.99% of those yards were pass yards.
Yeah.
Because we did see that one rollout, that one play action.
That faked everybody out.
Yeah,
even included the cameraman.
cameraman.
He's like, wait, Manning has the ball?
Who's got the ball?
It disappeared.
Peyton ended his career with a passing completion rate of 65%. So in theory, Peyton is the superior player. Not in theory, by statistics.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Kaepernick seems like a cool enough guy. And what I wanted to say about the ad in itself is for everyone to remember what the point of the ad was.
Yeah.
What's the point of advertising there, Jackal?
To make more money.
To sell merchandise, make the money.
And Nike's sales actually went up.
They did?
Yes, they went up 31%.
Do you want me to tell you why?
Please.
This was from the same media personality. It's proven that the black community spends and not an unusual amount, but more so than the white community. The black community spends more money on fashion items. Okay. Nike owns a considerable stake in a bunch of different brands. Now, what I mean by brands, here's the funny story I was going to tell you. Jackal walks in the other day, Nike shirt, Nike socks, maybe Nike shorts?
I don't know what shorts they
Nike sweatbands, Nike hat on his Nike
sunglasses,
on my
Nike bike,
Nike tattoos. And I was like, you know what? What are you, the Nike spokesperson? And I was like, you know what? I don't care what shoes you're wearing. Because were you wearing the Adidas?
Yeah, I was wearing the Adidas.
He was wearing the Adidas, which is funny. And I said, you know, all I wear are Converse. Funny story about Converse. Guess who owns Converse?
Nike.
Are you kidding me? So now I'm the Nike spokesperson.
Yep, because all you have is Nikes technically.
I have some U.S. Polo Association from the Aurora Mall.
Is that the one with the cricket or croquet player on the shirt?
Yeah, polo.
Yeah, polo. Thank you.
The polo player. I also have some filas.
That's an absurd sport. So
classic fila. Hey, that is a white man sport. Take it back, you culturally appropriating misogynist. Speaking of Nike, though, people do not forget why Nike is making this ad. It is to sell products. In this case, guess what? It worked.
Yep.
Because they know their community who purchases their products care about these kind of matters.
There was no risk involved in putting them on the air. So,
and the controversy from having Kaepernick as the spokesperson, I don't consider him a spokesperson. Yeah. He said like what, two or three things in that whole commercial.
He moderated or narrated the whole commercial.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he is controversial enough for everyone to talk about it. And they have a saying, no press is bad press.
Yeah.
Is that what the saying? Or all press is good press? All press is good press.
Bad publicity is better than no publicity.
There you go. So it's like, what is this problem? You know, they have advertisers on their sites. Everyone's going to see what the hell Nike's up to now.
Yeah.
I did research Nike a little bit, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you find out?
They're not that cool.
No.
In 2000 and somewhere in the 2000s,
Okay.
they reported that 2/3 of their Converse manufacturing facilities do not meet their standards for worker treatment. Now, what that means is they're running these cheap, I don't want to say child labor, but I do have a statistic on the child labor, cheap sweatshop labor. In 2001, I think BBC did a report. They had 6 girls. They didn't say what age. I assume like 12, 14 area.
Okay.
In Cambodia, 6 girls working 7 days a week, and often there were 16-hour days.
Wow. Yeah.
At 12 years old, making
Next
Nike
nothing.
shoes.
Yeah.
Next one. Oh, China had a huge labor strike at their Nike plant because they were getting paid. They were getting paid in Chinese yen.
Yep.
Or yuan, which equates to about $41 a month per employee. Out of, I think there was, if I didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure it was 700,000 employees, if not 70,000 employees.
Gotcha.
Whereas the average for people in China was $492 a month.
Wow.
That's 10 times less than the average. Good job, Nike.
So Nike's not so good.
Yeah, so when we're so upset about the controversy of, hey, why is Kaepernick in this commercial?
Yeah.
You should stop buying Nike for certain other reasons, or at least protest that.
Yeah.
This is a global problem. I remember back in like the 90s, Kathy Lee, she had her own clothing line. Kathy Lee Gifford, I believe she was married at the time. She had her own clothing line, and that was the first time I heard about child labor.
Yeah.
So in reality, there's bigger issues at play here than Kaepernick.
I saw a photo last week after this whole thing went down. I was talking about getting rid of their Nike shoes, throwing them away. They're like, how about instead of burning your Nike shoes, you donate them to like somebody in need,
Yeah, hand them over to the thrift store.
Yeah, give them to a homeless guy, do something good with them.
Yep. That is the way that you should be supporting. If you want to protest the company, support everyone else around you.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to protesting properly, I wanted to speak on the 2 NFL Brandon Marshalls. I saw an online argument saying, "Oh, hey, yeah, Brandon Marshall, he's a great, person for the cause."
Why?
Well, here's what they were saying. So they're like, but Brandon Marshall's like a career criminal, and I wrote down some of his legal issues.
Okay.
And we're talking Brandon Marshall, ex-Bronco receiver, ex-Jets.
Ex-Jets. I think he was with the Patriots for a little while.
Okay. Who's he with now?
He's with Seattle now.
That's right. Well, they deserve him. Suck it, Seattle. 2004, he got arrested for assaulting an officer when he was in college. 2007, he got in trouble for domestic violence with his, I think, girlfriend at the time. 2007, DUI. 2008, misdemeanor battery. 2009, disorderly conduct after a fight with his fiance. And what I read more about that was he didn't let his fiance's taxi leave. Which sounds like false imprisonment.
Yep.
But hey, what do I know? In 2011, he was stabbed in the stomach by his wife. That's not really a legal problem, but
it happened.
It's worth mentioning.
While we're at it, can we mention when he slipped on a McDonald's bag and I think he broke some ribs or something like that?
What?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was one year where he got hurt and he made up some bogus story about how he tripped over his dog or something like that. But in reality, he slipped on a McDonald's bag and fell through a table.
That's because he was the Burger King spokesperson. I had not heard of that.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That's ridiculous. 2012, he allegedly, emphasis on allegedly, because we're all PC here, punched a woman in the face in a nightclub. The story is he was trying to punch the dudes she was with, but he ended up hitting her.
Wow. Oh, I think I heard that. I remember hearing about that one. Yeah.
That's the last I have in terms of his legal record. On the brighter side, he is known for doing some charity work with his fraternity from college.
Great cause.
And so you can get loaded with his bros. Yo, broski, pass me one of those Pabst. And he is working to rebuild Larimer Park in Pittsburgh. And that's Brandon Marshall, the receiver.
The upstanding.
The citizen. Speaking, who the original commenter was speaking of was the other Brandon Marshall. The Broncos defensive
linebacker,
end?
I think.
Linebacker, thank you. He was on record the third kneeler after Kaepernick. And then he was the first to do it during a regular season game after the Kaepernick thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And that was when we beat the Panthers.
In the Super Bowl, or
no? Just it was the first game of the year.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think that was after the Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah, it probably
right.
was.
In doing so, he lost his account, his advertising account with the Air Academy Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
Because they didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
However, in his protest, he's put a positive spin on it. In doing so, he has met with the Denver police chief to discuss different issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that ended. I know that they both came out understanding each other's side a little better, which I think is huge. I think the biggest problem in this case is there's so much misunderstanding from either point of view.
Yeah.
To further understand the trouble that police officers go through, he actually signed up for the electronic training simulation, in which you're put in different scenarios, and you decide whether or not to shoot the suspect, how to de-escalate the situation, and then they actually hook you up with like electrodes,
so you feel it,
so you can get shocked when you get shot by that suspect that you didn't shoot. Where that came, how that ended up, I don't know, but he did start standing again for the anthem.
Okay.
And he said he started standing up again, not because he, gave up on the protest. It's because he has hope that this can be sorted out a bit better in the future.
Gotcha, yeah.
Beyond that, regarding the police, the Denver police, they've issued a new use of force policy.
What's that?
It is a force-wide policy in which officers are taught to better de-escalate situations and use less force in non-lethal situations. And there were some guidelines like you can't shoot at a moving vehicle.
Gotcha.
If it might hurt somebody. They're motivated to use non-lethal methods to subdue suspects.
Gotcha.
Such as pepper balls, tasers,
the way it should
pepper
be.
spray.
Yeah.
Right.
Like common sense be like, oh, gun should be the
last
resort. Yeah.
Right. And as far as everything I wrote down, that's all I got. So tell me how you feel.
I'm still trying to figure out why we're still talking about Kaepernick. This is like 3 years ago. And yeah, I feel like there are bigger issues in our country than who's standing and who's kneeling for the national anthem at a football game. And all these people are like, I mean, he's disrespecting veterans and he's disrespecting our country. I'm like, but that's not what he's doing. That's not his intention. Like, he's trying to stand up for something he believes in. He's not doing it to disrespect anybody. And let's face it, there's a lot of people in this country that are probably on his side.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a huge back. People backing him.
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to comment on, though, are his cop pig socks.
His what?
His cop pig socks.
What did I know?
He was wearing socks on the practice field that had pigs, like cartoon pigs, in police hats.
It's interesting. Yeah.
So, in his protest of kneeling, perhaps he did not intend to offend anybody. However, the pig socks are a bit much.
Yeah.
I find them offensive because I'm a cop.
On your side job.
I just got hired on to shoot people. I'm the designated shooter.
One of the things I hate the most is how involved like the president is right now.
Oh my gosh.
Because again, it's so many more other issues, more important issues than tweeting back and forth, having literally a Twitter war like you're fucking like 16 about this. Like, be like, oh, freedom of speech. There's nothing that says he can't or he has to stand up for the national anthem. Like, and then you mean if you say you have to stand up, that's taking away our freedom right there.
Right.
So, yeah, I just think the president needs to get out of it. Go worry about your own. You have way bigger fish to fry than Colin Kaepernick right now.
That is a battle he should have chosen to stay out of.
Yeah,
because
just be like, I don't agree with it, and but move on.
Yeah,
like,
but don't even voice it.
Yeah,
I don't like. Maybe if he's like, oh hey, I feel like he's disrespecting veterans, but the NFL, it should not even cross your mind to say anything out loud.
Yeah.
His why the president has a Twitter is a problem.
Yeah, and uses it to get in Twitter fights.
I did enjoy like Obama going on the late night show, like the late night shows. I think he went on Jay Leno or
Jimmy Kimmel.
Who's the other guy too?
Conan.
With the gap in his teeth. Who's that?
Oh, that's David Letterman.
Yeah. I feel like he was on a couple of those. And what I liked about that was people knew about him, so you kind of were more interested in learning about him. And then you learn about policies. You learn more about politics.
Yeah.
It makes you want to look into politics. But Twitter fights don't interest me.
No.
That's
especially when
politics.
they involve the most powerful man in our country.
Yes.
Who should be way more serious and mature and be like, oh, I don't have time for this bullshit. I have other things to worry about.
Yeah.
And take care of and fix.
Perhaps, maybe he should get a team of tweet profilers or proofreaders, and it gets filtered through.
Did you see when the I think it was the Parkland shooting happened? He tweeted something and he put the wrong like school or like wrong.
Oh no!
Yeah, like because I don't know how it happened, but he put the wrong thing.
Why does he not have a professional tweet writer, publisher? Why is he actually using? How is he that? How does he have the password to that account?
I have no idea.
It should be a professional public relations person.
Yeah, his PR manager should be running that.
Like he can have a say in what's spoken, but you do not write your speeches.
Yeah. You're like, I want to say this. Write it out. Have fun.
Yeah, say I disagree. I didn't like that these children were shot.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to those affected. Okay. Nice. That was respectful. That was a quality statement.
There's no such thing as a quality statement from Trump, though.
Why is he involved in football? It doesn't matter. You can't regulate it.
It's 3-4 months out of the year, and then we don't talk about it for the rest until football again,
I mean, I wish we weren't talking about it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth talking about.
It's a good topic for the podcast.
It's a good topic in terms of the protest and what it means.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to talk about what the protest means?
Sure, let's do it.
What do you think they're protesting?
If feel like they're protesting, change in the country, like more.
They're protesting for change.
Yeah, for change. More equality for African Americans, because there's still an issue of racism in this country.
Which I think we are very privileged here in Colorado, because I've never actually witnessed that.
Yeah,
but there's also not a large black population here.
Yeah, but I mean, I see a black person. It's just natural. It's every day. I'm like, oh, that's just another person,
Which is exactly
They're
how
exactly like me. We're all just living our lives here.
Mm-hmm. The people that I'm kind of biased against are the people who can't fucking drive, regardless of race.
Those are just idiots, and everybody hates idiots.
Let me tell you a racial story real quick. This is a good one. And I think it actually illustrates two different sides of the problem from both sides. And this is why I like it. It's a two-side story, so you get both sides at once. I'm on the light rail going to school. This is when I was going to the police academy out here in where are we? Chippewa Falls?
Chippewa Falls,
That's
Wisconsin.
Right. I get on. I sit at the very front of not the very front, but near the front of the light rail. At the next stop, I'd see two ladies getting on with strollers.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting next to me is a black guy, and across from me was actually a black guy. When I see the ladies with the strollers, they go up on that ramp.
Yeah, and then come on like the higher up. Yeah,
right. It's like the handicap ramp.
Mm-hmm.
They go up there, and I say, okay, well, if they're gonna get on, I'll head back a little bit.
Yeah.
I get up and I walk back. The ladies get on with the strollers.
Yeah.
As I'm leaving the light rail, the kid I was sitting next to at the front asked me, he says, "Hey, earlier you got up and moved. Why?" And I was like, "Oh, because the ladies were getting on with their strollers."
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh,
polite thing to do." Yeah.
Okay. He said, "Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay." And I was like, "What do you think I moved for?"
And he thought that you moved because he was black.
That's exactly why. And I said, "What?" And I told him, I said, "The fact that you thought that is racist."
Yeah. Well, that's not fair. Because now you're judging me
for the exact same thing you thought I was judging you for.
Yeah.
But I asked him, I said, "Have you experienced that?" And he says, "Yeah, every day." And I say, "Here in Colorado, you've experienced that?" He says, "Yes, every day." Now, I'm not trying to belittle an actual race issue. But in this guy's case, it seems like maybe he's kind of making up some of it.
I was about to say, do you think some of it's just them? And again, I'm just not trying to offend anybody, just thinking aloud right. Here. Just kind of like them acting like victims, and they just assume everybody is,
out to get them,
even though most people are just going about their day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that all stems from knowing about larger issues, knowing that racism exists in much larger forms in other places. Now, if he didn't actually confront me and ask me why I moved, he could have went on with his day and said, "Man, I was on the light rail earlier and this dude moved because I was black."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you lying.
Mm-hmm.
You motherfucker. Yeah. You lying, boy.
I don't disagree that maybe they have been through some of that stuff and that has affect their mindset now.
Right.
But I think they can't just be like, "Oh, everybody's out to get me."
It's not fair. And it sucks that there is a feeling of victimhood.
Mm-hmm.
Probably from a history of victimhood.
Yeah.
That's not fun. And I will say, the most I've been victimized is everyone thinks I'm a stoner.
Never once thought that about you. You don't look like a stoner at all.
It's because I have stretched ears.
But again, I have a tattoo sleeve,
arm,
so people are always,
"Oh, that guy is probably a Satanist.
That guy's probably been in prison." If not, that's where he belongs because he has a tattoo.
But your rap sheet, you should get that tattooed on you. But it's too long.
Exactly.
Misdemeanor animal abuse. Misdemeanor didn't help his landlord carry in her groceries.
None of this is true.
Oh,
You know.
that's right.
Yeah.
Wait, I did a background check. Remember episode 1?
You didn't do a very good background check because none of that happened.
What about that time?
What'd you use?
What about that time when you stole that guy's car?
That never happened. I borrowed it.
Have you experienced some kind of discrimination?
I mean, not really, but I try to avoid situations where I will be discriminated against.
Okay. I almost know what you mean.
That didn't happen to me personally, but there's a lady out there, and I don't know her name or any of that, but she has like a blog. In the blog, she writes that anybody with a tattoo belongs in prison. No, like, if you have a tattoo, you should just go to prison because you're an awful person. You should be locked up because you have a tattoo. Which is bullshit because almost everybody has a tattoo nowadays.
I have a barbed wire.
Some tribal ink.
I got a tribal and I got barbed wire. And I got the little prison murder tattoo, the little teardrop on my face.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And, I mean, not to speak what your tattoo is.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's a prison tattoo.
No.
It's obviously like a hobby
It's not a
tattoo.
gang symbol. It's just a tattoo.
Who cares? Tattoos.
You know, and then there's other people out there also who believe if you have a tattoo, you're going to go straight to hell because you marked up your body.
Yeah. Well, my body is a temple. Come worship.
But no, hey, it's your body. You do what you want with it.
Yeah. Except kill black people.
Yeah, except that.
If you're a cop.
Kill anybody, actually, really.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a pretty heavy talk.
It was, actually. It got a little bit heavier than I thought it was going to.
And it got heated.
I don't know about heated, but...
My trigger finger was on fire. That's not a PC. Jeez. Well, thanks for the time. Thanks for coming on the show as my guest.
I host this show. You're my guest. It's called Jackal and the Shark because it's Jackal and then the shark.
I made, actually on the logo, I made this shark a taller font. Like a higher font size. Oh. So I'm the host.
Sounds like you're just trying to compensate.
I have a longer name. Look, the is 3 letters, shark is 8, jackal's only 6.
Well, that's because I couldn't
That's
be
statistics.
That's because I couldn't be the jackal.
That's right, because there's only one shark. The shark. You're just one of the many jackals.
He's still second.
Hey, if you're... First is the worst, second is the best. Third is the one with the hairy chest.
Since when is first the worst?
I don't know. We said that as kids. But that's part of my daily thoughts, our closing thoughts. First is
Don't
the worst.
listen to him. No.
If you're not first,
you're in it to
last.
win it. Exactly.
But that's not
Doesn't
true.
matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Dude, I almost had you.
You almost had me. You never had me. You never had your car.
Good. It was an eclipse.
Over here, granny shifting or double. Yeah, no,
double clutching like you should. Now, me and the mad scientist got to rip apart the block and replace the O-rings. The piston rings. The piston rings he fried. They're O-rings still.
Yeah, that's
by the way. What else you got? Anything clever or transcendent?
Don't get butt raped like last
week. Are you sure those aren't prison tattoos?
They really are, yeah.
And on that note...
Always eat your veggies.
Ew. Always eat your bacon.
Always eat your meat.
in prison with some jelly, some Nutella.
Some jelly.
But most importantly, kids, shark heads, jackalites, remember, camp in the woods, not in the left lane. Bye-bye.
Deuces.